Good morning, this is a foreigner living in the Philippines. One of the things that I get asked often, a lot, is the questions that come from people who are in America or in Britain, and for one reason and another, best known to them, they're tired of that kind of life. Most people in those places don't like the over-regulation. You're taken care of very well, obviously, and that must mean over-regulation, because the more that you're taken care of, the more they have to know about you, the more they have to do for you. So there's more paperwork, there's more questions, there's more answers, there's more information on everything that you do. Every time that you go in and use your credit card or your ATM card in a supermarket, they know where you were, what time it was, how the bill was paid. They know all of these things. Just to give you an example, when I was in California, every so often I would get a letter sent to me from the school, and it would ask a question: where were you at 4 o'clock on the 22nd? And I would write back and say, what business is it of yours? And why would you want to know? Of course, I never got a response on that, never found out what it was that they were looking for. But anyway, that's the kind of thing that perhaps many people are running away from there. And I don't see anything wrong with running away from a life that is not bringing you contentment, peace, happiness. And if you feel that you can get it in any other country, then why would you not do that? So what does it take once you get here to be able to be happy? Let me outline what I would see as an ideal scene. An ideal scene is one in which things fit together, you organize your life, you make the preparations that you need in order to be relatively happy. There's no such thing as complete happiness. We live in what other people call paradise. It's not paradise. It's not paradise in any Hollywood-esque description. It doesn't fill that description. It's just, we're just very happy. We live very basically, and we're happy. Now, so for someone who's coming, they maybe haven't even been to the Philippines, but there's so much information about living in the Philippines, because many expats come and make their life here. So if I'm going to advise someone of how they should do it, first of all, I have to eliminate half of the people that are probably coming. Those are the guys who are coming over to have a good time. I have a good time, but it's not the same good time. I'm a former musician from the UK, and I watched people gradually get more and more insane as the night went on. I'd be standing on stage, I'd be cold stone sober because I'm doing my job. The people around me, often in the band, would have had too much to drink, say, and things would deteriorate. On the dance floor, things deteriorate fast, because once people start to have too much to drink, they just lose it. They become other people. Now, as far as the people that I worked with go, because I was probably one of the only sober guys in the band, if wives came just to be at the gig, they would talk to me, and I remember very clearly one wife said to me one evening, I can tell by the way that he opens and closes the door when he comes in at night from the gig. I can tell just by that whether he's had too much to drink. and I thought then that that was a pretty sad situation. So we'll eliminate the guys who are coming out to go for the bar girls and the bars, and just have a great time, because we're going to have a drink, guys, and wow, we got beer in the fridge. That's not me. I've come out, I have a family around me, I have a family that I love, an extended family. I've taken on not just a wife, I've taken on a way of life. So how would you do it? I'm talking to you who are in a similar frame of mind to me. You probably are maybe coming out alone. If you're coming out alone, you want to meet someone. You want to meet a bar girl. If you're me, no you don't. So you want to meet a decent, if not Christian, somebody who is ethical, moral, is not going to be looking at everybody else after she's looked at you. You want to have the support of a family, hopefully one that's not too large, so that you're contributing to too many because you can't say no. That's an aspect of life here that you have to deal with. You might be expected because you are seen as wealthy. That's a glitch, a computer glitch in the thinking of most Filipinos, that anybody who's an expat, a foreigner, must be wealthy. Well, we foreigners know that that's not always true. But there will be people that can afford to go and have an apartment at 15 or 20,000 pesos a month, and well, I can't speak for them because they'll be eating in the best restaurants and dining out and going on trips and all of that. I'm just leading an ordinary life with a good family. I'll assume that probably that's what you need to do too. Here's my ideal scene. You would come out here, you would look around, you would be sensible about choosing a partner. You would hopefully not choose a partner that was going to rip you off. And as far as I'm concerned, I would hope that you would not be a person who would be ripping somebody else off. So, if you're looking for a happy union, then you're looking at either buying a house or building a house. If you're going to do as Beth and I did, you'll be moving into the hills. You'll buy a small piece of land. I know a friend of mine, my friend Philip, who has been, he is the what I call him the mountain man and submariner. But Philip bought a large piece of land, and he has smaller 2.5 acre pieces of land. They're close to him. So how's this for an ideal scene? You would buy such a piece as he is selling, and then you build a house. Now, ideally, you're going to have some kind of support group. Initially, until you learn to function within the Philippine society, it would be good to have 1 or 2 expats that you can go and talk English to, and that they will advise you on the ups and downs, the ins and outs of how to survive. You build your house, you'd live there with your wife, you would have what I consider a peaceful, contented life, and there would be no reason why you couldn't be happy. Assuming that you had the resources, a little reserve, start-up money, then you would be able to do that. If you're coming out at a retirement age, you'll have a pension. Whether that's a good pension or not, it will have to be enough to be able to survive. I've heard people say that they can survive, believe it or not, on 10,000 pesos a month. If you work out that 4,000, a little over 4,000 pesos is $100. Work it out from there. So if they were surviving on, say, 12,000 pesos, then that tells you how much of a pension they would need. Now, you would have to budget, and you would have to be careful. Somebody just commented today, well, I guess you must have money set by in case anything happens. You must have money set by in case you have to leave the country. And and go somewhere else? No. No, I don't. I'm really not rich. I'm really only making out month to month. Is that a bad thing? Well, go and ask hundreds of thousands of people living in the US who are maybe 2 paychecks from losing their home. That's what happened to me. Is it because, as someone said, I'm such a loser that after 20 years of living in the US I didn't have anything? Well, it's called divorce, foreclosure, bankruptcy, the big 3. So it happens, and it's happened to many people. If you're one of those people that has recently commented to me, personal message, private message me and said, can I live on this much money? It's up to you. It depends entirely on how tired you are of living where you are. Living where you are right now. There are many places that you can go. There's Costa Rica, there's Panama, there's any number of places. If you're in the UK, you can go and live in Spain, you can go and live in Portugal, you can go to France. If you're an artist and you go to France, or a musician, you can go there, and I only learned this a few years ago, they'll actually give you some support. They give you a small allowance if you've done a required number of gigs for a year. Then you become like a professional supported musician, performer. So there are many places to go, not just the Philippines, but we're talking about the Philippines because that's where I am. You can come, have a support group, have people around you that will help you, just with advice, maybe help you with a little work. You can get things done. You can be happy. I'm happy. Am I rich? No. Do I have everything? No. I don't have any doors and windows on my house that I'm building. Do I need help? Sure. Am I going to get help? It doesn't matter. I'm going to do the job myself, one way or the other. You have to have some kind of pioneering attitude, and my wife is doing this, which means I've been talking for too long. Not that she's going to cut my throat. I hope that you make it out here. I hope you make it to where you want to be, more importantly. I'm a foreigner living in the Philippines, and I gotta go now in case I get my throat cut. Thanks for looking in. Like, comment, subscribe. Please share my videos. If you share my videos, that will help to get the message out there to people who need some answers. I gotta go. Thanks for looking in.